So my first memory of the Jurassic franchise, and incidentally, kind of what got me into the franchise. My mom had bought me a Dennis Nedry action figure back in 1993. I remember coming home and it was on the kitchen table, and I didn't even really like. I mean, I like dinosaurs as much as any other kid. But here was this action figure with this guy whose arms ripped off, and he had a little tiny baby Dilophosaurus. And shortly after that, she got me the Dimetrodon, and I was just totally enraptured in this cool packaging with the Jurassic Park yellow logo and the black, and again, the arms ripping off. I was like, "What is this?" I was so into it, and then it just kind of took off from there. So Collect Jurassic came about because I've always really been into, obviously, collecting Jurassic toys. And, growing up, I was always on the internet tracking news for toy news. And we had great websites like jptoys.com. But sort of this new age of social media and all that, I'm still collecting a lot, getting into Mattel when they started to do Jurassic World. I was really craving like minute to minute updates, right? And you got these websites for Transformers and for Star Wars and for GI Joe that really really track all that collecting stuff, all the reveals and leaks and where to find it in store and what UPC to look up, all that nitty gritty collector stuff. All these websites for these other franchises, but there was nothing for Jurassic. And I was already kind of doing the legwork to gather this information for myself. So I kind of just took my Instagram that was already about Jurassic collecting and, got fine folks like yourself involved, Tom, and a couple other people to help out and round it out. And yeah, it's been, I don't know, two going on 3 years, and it's been super fun. And it's just nice to share this hobby with everybody and hopefully like get more and more people involved and excited, because that's what it's all about. Like when you really get into it and you're like tracking every update and every new picture, like it just gets people more excited versus just finding stuff in store blindly. So that's what it's all about, and that's how it got started. So over the course of Collect Jurassic, obviously I've got to do a lot of cool stuff, talk about a lot of cool stuff. Definitely going to Toy Fair for a couple of years. Obviously last year was called off due to COVID, but beyond that, going to Toy Fair is always an amazing experience. I love getting some of the some of the stuff that Mattel sends out for content creators to use. That they make some killer packages sometimes. Like this last one with Scorpius Rex was really cool. But honestly, my favorite part of sort of doing Collect Jurassic is just networking with people, meeting people, making friends. It's like the list goes on and on for people that I've met and connected with all over the world, tracking toy news, importing toys early because I'm impatient. That's just been so fun to kind of have that outlet and just make friends. Internet friends are just as good as real life friends. And with something like Collect Jurassic, I've made so many, and that's so much fun. Have probably so much stuff I could share. I could go on and on and on and on. But the first one, and I swear this is not just like a shameless plug, I'm being serious. Follow Collect Jurassic or head to the Collect Jurassic website. It's a great way. I think we hit all the major beats for announcements and store sightings and all that stuff. And again, not a shameless plug. It just surprises me when I'm in like a Facebook group and someone's like, I didn't know there was an Amber Collection Hammond coming out. And it's like, you would have known if you followed. So it's a good way to stay in the know. Again, not a shameless plug. But other than that, I highly recommend just getting connected with this community, not just following Collect Jurassic, but being friends with other collectors, following people on whatever social media you're in, or if you're in a Discord, or there's so much stuff out there to help you stay in the know. And I think that's what it's all about, is just everyone sharing information and sharing what they found and sharing what they like about a certain toy. That's my biggest tip for getting enjoyment out of this hobby is connecting with the community. Oh, yeah, giant display around behind me, what's the method I go for, especially with Mattel. All right, so Mattel dinosaurs, you have a lot of different silhouettes, you have a lot of different colors. When I put my stuff on display, that's what I like most about the Mattel figures, is that they look so good all next to each other. I try to mix them up. Obviously, this latest setup behind me, I had the the opportunity to like have everything on the floor and then like put it up one by one versus like adding stuff as I get them, because that happens too. But I really just try to mix things up. So I don't have a bunch of blue dinosaurs next to each other. I try to mix the ceratopsians and like the sauropods, kind of get everything balanced in there. But I feel like I do a good job. People are always like, wow, that looks so good. I also really like these shelves that, I don't know if you can tell in this video, but they don't have like walls in between, so like dinosaur tails can go through them. Like, I highly recommend open-sided shelves to get the most out of these long dinosaurs. Otherwise, it's really hard to fit them all on a shelf. So yeah, I just like to put them on display for the occasional person who's in my house, and they're always like, oh my gosh, I can't tell if they're impressed or terrified, but I like putting them on display. So as a toy content creator, self-appointed toy content creator, I've experimented with a lot of different content types. I got, reviews on YouTube, different kinds of reviews, really in-depth ones, really quick ones, podcasting, news articles, mostly social media posts. And my whole thought process behind that, honestly, to be brutally honest, is time management for me. Collect Jurassic can be a very busy thing. Like, I could probably spend my entire work week if I wanted to making content for it, but do have other responsibilities. So for me, when I sit down to make content on any given day or week, I really have to make the most of my time, kind of figure out where am I going to get the most bang for my buck here? Is it going to be, updating the website with like new packaging photos of Dino Escape figures, or is it going to be like pumping out a quick one-take review video because I don't have time to film a bunch of B-roll, you know how it is. So I really try to sit back and think about how can I make the most of the 2 or 3 hours I have to make content. But really, I just like to do stuff that that isn't out there. Like for toy photography, there's so many awesome toy photographers, and I don't consider myself one of them, but I don't want to copy them either. So I always try to do something fun in my head, something with a little bit of headcanon. I'm big into that too. So I just like to have fun, and I like to use my time wisely. I don't like to waste my time making a review that's going to take 4 hours to export when I could do 4 small reviews in the time. So it's all about time management. All right, 2021, our favorite Jurassic toy. Let me think about this, because we've got a lot. We got some Dino Escape, we got some Primal Attack, we got some pretty cool Camp Cretaceous stuff. I have some things behind me that I haven't opened yet that I think I'm going to love. I'm eyeing this card Dinosaurus. I hope I'm saying that right. That one looks cool, but I haven't opened it, so I can't say that it's my favorite right now. So I'm gonna go with the this is toys I have in my hands. If I had an Explorer right now, I would probably be like, the Explorer is my favorite thing, but I don't have it in my hands right now. So I have the toys I own and have opened and have been like, kind of had a chance to experience or play with. My favorite one is definitely the Stomp and Escape T-Rex with the capture gear and the stomping feet and the darker paint coloration. It is just, Mattel's T-Rexes just get better and better, and I love that one. So that's probably my favorite one this year. But when the Explorer comes out in America, I'm probably going to be like, oh no, this is my favorite. So all right, favorite collectible of all time is a very tough question for me to answer because I have so many favorites. I don't just collect Mattel. Obviously, I collect a lot of vintage Jurassic. And just off the top of my head, I have an awesome Sideshow Collectibles. It's called, I think it's called the T-Rex showdown statue. It's a big statue. Came out during what I call the Jurassic Dark Ages, from Jurassic Park 3 to Jurassic World, where like no merchandise ever came out. They came out with the statue. Very limited edition. Probably one of my favorites, one of my prized possessions. But I have some other killer stuff I love too. The pencil case from the 90s that's just literally a yellow plastic suitcase with the Jurassic Park logo. But when I was a kid, I always like pretended it was like some sort of like, you know, DNA briefcase, stuff like that, that really has a memory for me. I love that stuff. So it's definitely more of my favorite collectibles are vintage oriented, and there's some great ones, but that statue is probably like one of my prized possessions. So there's a lot of different Jurassic licensee holders right now, and I think there'll probably be even more closer to Dominion. We have Mattel, obviously. We got Lego. We have Jada. We have Toy Monster, and I'd love them all to just continue to look back at the franchise and kind of, there's a lot of like untapped merch potential. I know they have an obligation to do the contemporary films that are in theaters, but I mean, I would say, you know, day in and day out, people are requesting Lost World stuff, you know, whether it's vehicles or characters or dinosaur designs. I'd love to see more of that. I'd love to see Lego. They've given us basically 2 classic sets if you count the gates, and they have this awesome you know, the raptor and the embryo storage chamber set. Like, that's such a cool set. So I'd love to see more of those classic Jurassic sets from Mattel. I'd love to see more Legacy, Lost World, that kind of stuff. And for Jada, I'd love, again, for them to kind of explore Lost World and Jurassic Park for vehicles. And even Toy Monster, I'd love to see them kind of hit up some vintage designs, and honestly, Toy Monster, you know, their captives line is incredible. I would love to see them do anything. So I'd like to see them continue to explore Jurassic toys in general. So Jurassic fans, for Jurassic June, I'm going to echo something I said earlier in the stream about, you know, the best way, in my opinion, to enjoy this franchise we all love and this fandom that we're all in is to connect with the community, which is what's awesome about J-Pod and, you know, this Jurassic June stream. Like, it's all about bringing people together and sort of, you know, highlighting stuff we like about the community. You know, it's just a fun fandom to be a part of, and it's always different. There's always something new happening, always some new content from someone, and that's, again, what I love the most about it. So Jurassic June, Jurassic fans, get out there, make friends, you know, support each other, all that good stuff, because that's where the fun is at.